Hey guys, in this lesson I want to talk about how you can set your location again using the sun settings, as well as some about shadow options. All of these elements influence how your model displays, and since we are designing a 3D model, we might want to see how the sun moves around the building, and set the coordinates for the model's location. So first, I'll turn my sun path on. You'll be given an option for two different settings: continue with current settings, or use a specified project location, date, and time instead. Now normally in Revit you'll want to go with the top option, but keep all your options in mind. In this case though, I do want to go with a specific project location, time, and date. So when you select that, you'll see a nice coordinate system show up, indicating the cardinal directions, as well as the sun path. If we go into 3D view, you don't see it yet, but if you turn the sun path back on, since sun path is only applied to a particular view, then you'll be able to see it again. Now you might not see any shadows, but that's because my shadows aren't actually being displayed right now. So to display them, I'll click on this option at the bottom of the screen that says Shadows Off, and that'll display them. So if you click on that icon at the bottom of the screen, you'll actually see the shadows start to form all around your building. If you want to adjust the sun position, all you have to do is click and drag it. This will change the time, and thus the shadows. You can also type in a time just by clicking on it, and that will automatically adjust the sun. The sun path tool also lets you adjust the date directly on the screen. So right now it's June 1st, with sunrise at 4:12 a.m. and sunset at 7:12 p.m. Note that all of this is going to be dependent upon your project location. So how do we actually set project location? Well, if you click on that sun icon again, above sun path on and off, there's an option called sun settings. This lets you take a variety of solar studies. Still is at 1 day in time. Single day lets you observe the path of the sun over the course of a single day. And you can choose certain important days that are preloaded, such as the solstices and equinoxes. Multi-day lets you do the same thing as single day, but over the course of a series of days. You can also just have lighting, whether from the top right, up here, or from the top left. You can also specify your sun settings more precisely by adjusting the azimuth and altitude of the sun. For today's project though, I'm just going to go with a still solar study. But instead of the default, if I click those three dots, it'll bring up the location window. If you remember this from previous lessons, you can also access this window from the Manage tab, and then selecting Location. So let me see if I can type in my project address this time. It was a little slow last time we tried to do this. So I will type in Florida, and then I will hit Search. Okay, so it looks like it's loading here now. Let's give it a second. Okay. And you can see it's chosen latitude and longitude for me. So if I hit OK now, it'll set my location to Florida. And if I hit Apply, then you'll see that my sun settings have changed. Sunrise has changed, as well as the sunset. And the altitude has adjusted, all based on my location. So remember that setting the location in your project is critical, especially if you want more accurate studies. And remember, you can always go in and manually adjust the date. You can set it forward or back just by clicking in that box. You can also adjust the time, or you can change pretty much any setting that you want. You have preset days, if you want to make a sun study on an equinox or a solstice. You can do a study over a single day, or over multiple days, and you can also do these studies in frames. A still solar study might be used in general if you just want to see how the sunlight will move around your building. We cover this more in Revit Advanced, but if you want to do that, you're more than welcome to through your rendering settings. Just go up to Start and export a solar study. So for now, I'm just going to click OK. And again, all my default settings have changed. And for now, I'm just going to click on the sun and start moving it around. So remember that all of these sun settings are particular to the view that you set them on. So if I wanted to, I could actually create multiple 3D views, each with a different time for a sun study. You could then put each of those studies on a sheet if you wanted to, and really show the interplay of sunlight and shadow with your building. Alright guys, that's sun settings. I will see you in the next tutorial.